Hey everyone, Matt with Remedy Pain and Performance. Today we're going over two different push-up variations, so my favorite two push-up variations, one to make things harder and then another to make things a little easier. So a lot of you, I'm sure, are doing push-ups at home since they're a great exercise, just body weight, you don't need any equipment, you can do them kind of wherever you want. So a really nice drill to do at home. So let's go over a way to make them a little harder and a way to make them a little easier. So let's go over the easier version first. Now traditionally, if someone can't do a push-up up on their toes, they'll do them on their knees. So instead of being able to do a push-up here, they traditionally do those on their knees. And I'd encourage you, instead of that, to try and elevate your hands instead. So keeping that push-up position, what I call a push-up position plank, just elevating your hands up, I think will encourage a little more core activation and also make the transition to the floor a little smoother. So transitioning from, going from this to here, I think will be more of a difficult transition than going from elevating the hands to eventually end up hands on the floor. So to elevate those hands, you can use a couch, you can use a chair, you can use the side of a couch. I've had people, some of my clients are in their 80s, so I've had them do dining table, kitchen counter, bathroom counter. Just make sure whatever you're using isn't going to go anywhere. You want to make sure it doesn't slide out from under you or anything like that. If you are holding on to something, like a corner of the counter or the table, I encourage you to try to get those thumbs around the lip of it so you don't kind of slide off and end up face planting. So just elevating the hands, it's simple as it is. So if I'm up on the chair, I'm just going to hold that same push-up position as if I was doing a push-up on the floor, but because my hands are a little higher, it makes the exercise easier. So simple, to make things a little easier, elevate the hands. Now, to challenge you a little bit, make things a little harder. A lot of people say, all right, elevate your feet, which will work. So feet up on a stool, feet on the chair, feet on the couch. So instead of elevating the hands, you basically do the opposite and elevate your feet, which is fine. Eventually, though, you get those feet up higher and higher, it becomes more of a shoulder drill and less where we're kind of working the pecs and the triceps as much as a normal push-up. So if you are strong enough to hit a ton of push-ups and you want a little harder variation, I would suggest working toward more of a single arm variation, which I'll show you quick. And I like this a lot because there's a ton of range. Same with the hands elevated. You can elevate your hands as low or as high as you want. Same thing here. So if I'm setting up in a normal push-up, if I want to work my left, I'm just going to take my right hand and send it out a little further. And I'll usually kind of get on my fingertips to make sure the working arm is doing more and the helping arm isn't helping as much. So I'm just going to take this hand out, set up in a normal push-up, and now my left arm has to work a little more. This arm isn't able to help as much. So to make that harder, you just keep sending that arm out further. So instead of here, I can reach out here, and that becomes even harder. And the less pressure you keep on this outside hand, the more challenging it's going to be for this one. So eventually you can work up to where that hand's not even helping at all, or you just have very, very light pressure on that hand, and it's almost a single arm push-up. So very light pressure here. So my left arm is doing maybe 80% of the work there. So I like that variation because it keeps the muscle groups the same as a normal push-up. Obviously you need to then switch and do the other arm, so you're kind of doing twice as many repetitions. But I like that as a variation as opposed to elevating the feet if you're doing stuff at home with limited equipment. I hope those two variations help you guys out. For those of you working on push-ups at home, hope you're hanging in there. Talk to you soon. Thanks.